Smash is a renowned and loved series for many, many reasons. One of the biggest ones is when fans can dream to see their favorite characters join the battle. This has been true since Melee, and even up to today with Smash 3DS and Wii U. Today we're going to delve into Smash 64 and Melee, and find out which characters were considered, planned, and scrapped for each of them. These distinctions are important, as a considered fighter could just be a stray thought, a planned character is locked into the roster but later not developed, and a scrapped character is a developed fighter, but removed later for unknown reasons. Don't mistake these. Don't believe Wikipedia, don't believe Reddit, and think for yourself. Don't be sheep. Because truth is such a large part of what source gaming is, we'll also dig out the rumors surrounding each character and see where they stand. All these findings were oh so neatly organized by the wonderful Push Dustin, the founder of Source Gaming and collaborator of this series. I highly recommend you check out Source Gaming if you love Smash Brothers and want your own fill of Smash trivia. The post this video was inspired off of will be updated with new information and sources as they become available, so check it out! With all that out of the way, let's turn the volume to max, grab some snacks, and do an air slash. This is Super Smash Facts!
Wow! Come on, bitch! It's Sonic Speed!
Smash Bros. 64 is where we'll begin our quest, and it itself has a plethora of rumors and even facts about characters that were planned for this game. However, Meow, Pit, and Zygarde being included in this Smash Bros. Were just rumors, as no true sources could be found despite them having been accepted as folklore across the internet. What is correct is that Mewtwo was planned to be included on the roster, though no hard evidence was found on how much progress was made. Email responses from Sakurai and a hypothetical, if there was a Smash 2 poll, indicate he was at least planned. There could have been other characters planned, but, well, we'll never quite know as they're buried in the back of the mind of Masahiro Sakurai. Now, scrapped characters that were developed are the iconic Bowser and King Dedede. From Sakurai's extra information on the poll's webpage, the two were developed for at least half of the game's development, with Bowser actually being quoted to be in the game as late as November 1998. And if you thought that was a lot, oh man, we got plenty more where that came from. As we slide into the sequel to Smash 64, the renowned party platform competitive all-star fighting game that lives on even today. Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. Of course, a sequel to Super Smash Bros. 64 warranted a lot of attention and excitement. This anticipation was rooted in how many characters would be added to this new iteration, where in Smash 4 the speculation was limited because the amount of plausible fighters was decreased. Melee was an open book, and this is shown from the amount of characters considered to be included in this sequel. And seriously, there's a lot. Takamaru, Match Rider, Ayumi Takebana, Banjo-Kazooie, James Bond, Balloon Fighter, Urban Champion, Bubbles, and Excitebike were all at one point considered to be included in Melee. Because all of these characters were merely considered, nobody knows for sure how serious or for how long the considerations were considered. Popular candidates that stuck out from the Nintendo 64 era, James Bond from GoldenEye, and Banjo-Kazooie from, well, Banjo-Kazooie, were not included for other adult reasons. More or less, it was because they were owned by Rare, and these adult reasons were copyright. Further, James Bond would have had the actor's likeness as well as shooting real weapons. In a recent Nico Nico interview, Ayumi Takebana, from the Famicom Detective Club series, was considered for a roster position in Melee. Of course, your understandable "who the hell is she" is the reason she wasn't included. Sakurai recognized her lack of overseas familiarity, so the Smash Road ended for her at a trophy. Other than these characters, the rest of them were all turned down for everyone's favorite Inuit grapplers, the Ice Climbers. This is because Sakurai found great importance in including fighters from all different backgrounds of Nintendo's history. So where we got Ice Climbers, we may have missed the chance to get Bubbles, Urban Champion, Takamaru, and Excitebike. As for other characters such as Toad, Wolf, and Sakayami Maya, no concrete evidence can determine whether they were truly considered at all for Melee. Now just to remind you folks, all of those characters were merely considered for Melee. These next characters were planned to be included in Melee. That's right, there was potential that Wario could have been a high tier and could have kept up with Fox McCloud. Think of that. Alongside Wario, the other planned characters are of no surprise. Lucas, Snake, and Sonic. Yup, all characters that eventually made it into the series. Snake and Sonic weren't added simply due to time restraints at the time, while Lucas wasn't added because Mother 3 was in development hell. It's even stated on Ness's character page on the Japanese Melee website that this is the reason he is included. Out of all of them, Wario had the best chances of being on the roster, as he was dominant on the Smash 2 polls. Sakurai himself has stated that if there was more time, he would have been the first to be included. And because Push loves Wario, I'll mention this false rumor. It's said that Sakurai didn't include Wario because he thought he was going to be a Mario clone and said he deserved better. This is not the case. He wasn't included because of the fact that, again, time was scarce. Now, even though we didn't get these characters in Melee, it's a surprise that we got so many at all. Melee's development was notoriously short, which is what we pin most of the technical oversights on. But we're not going to get into that today. Cut to the next point. Some of the characters that made it onto the roster did so just barely. As I'm sure you're aware, Smash Bros. Games have clone characters in them, which are characters that take many traits from their parent character and are adjusted slightly to be made into unique ones. In Melee, we have Dr. Mario, Pichu, Falco, Young Link, Roy, and Ganondorf. All characters that made it onto the roster very narrowly. The luckiest of them all was actually Ganondorf, as he was added later than everyone in development, and was put on ultimately because of his popularity in the Smash 2 polls. This is why one of the most iconic villains became the clone we all come to know today, and... But hey, I have a video right here on exactly that issue, and go check it out, and go! And just like that, that's part 1 of our lost characters of Smash. But stay tuned, because our next part will go into Super Smash Bros. Brawl, an entry of the series with some of the most interesting findings about its roster, all starting with the Forbidden 7. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the flip side. Take it easy. So, Super Smash Facts. You know, this one, the Melee and Smash 64 one, this was originally going to be one whole video, but if you saw the amount of information I dug up on Smash Bros. Brawl, well, okay, Push Dustin, he found most of it, but then I expanded on some of it because I found some more crap, and I really thought it should be something that was highlighted, because a lot of people that make these type of videos, they don't really go into the depth about it, they really just touch the surface, but I'm going in depth. I don't care. Brawl was Brawl, I love Brawl. First off, I love Duloc, very clean, but I actually liked Brawl a lot. I love Melee too, but Melee didn't have nearly as much crap as it. You probably know about the Forbidden 7, but there's a lot more to it that you probably didn't know, and there's a lot of technical details that probably the creators never thought we would know about, and it's actually conclusive evidence to back up a lot of the claims. So, I'm excited to show you that video, but that'll be coming out after this one, not directly after. I'll probably throw a Know Your Moves in the middle of that. But, you know, that's for another time. This is all coming out in September. I'm trying to work. I do school now, so if that's why the videos may be scarce, I'm going to try to not make that the problem, because usually last year I did okay. That was a different time. Know Your Moves came out pretty good, but now I have the Smash and Relax, and yeah, yeah. Ugh, I just didn't drink any water this whole recording. And have you ever just talked for 30 minutes and didn't drink water? It's kind of jarring on yourself, man. And it's not 30 minutes of pure talk. You have to redo the same lines over and over and over and over and over and over. And your voice talks fast and oh, okay, I'm done. My mouth hurts, okay? Thanks for watching, y'all, and I'll see you on the flip side. I said that already. Fuck.